Hello and welcome. We are on the Water Scrying Tarot channel. We're going to see what is going on here. Of course, I am going to be using 2 decks of oracles and 1 tarot deck today. I will also be viewing into the water, of course, picking up those energies and writing down what I'm seeing and sensing. Okay. I will timestamp this afterwards, and you guys can go ahead and, fast forward a little bit, right? Let me just get started here, and we'll go from there. All right, just a moment. Okay, quite a bit, actually, quite a bit today. There's a lot. There's a lot to get through. We do have a time frame. We have a time frame of April, May. I have a bigger feeling that it's next year, to be honest with you. Next year, in the sense of success, some kind of celebration or a successful venture, something of that nature. So by next year, you should be seeing some fruits of your labor coming out here in a successful fashion. Be careful if you have any troubles with your vehicle, transportation, or anything of that nature. I do see more so of like it's travel. It's travel. It could be a very, very much. First of all, I actually saw a carriage, like one of those old school kind of like Victorian times, carriage and horses. But I know that's not feasible in these times too much. So I was mostly getting a vision of a vehicle. So if you have some car trouble, try to check into what that's about. There was a woman or a man, I'm not too sure, but there was a very surprised face. The face was super surprised. There were eyes going quite wide, and then the mouth was agape as well. So there was some surprising news. Fisherman, something to do with that. You could be a Pisces, possible, or you could be an actual profession in the, seafood industry, fishing industry, whatever the case is here. The surfing and the snowboard, I saw it more like going through hard times or hardship and, more like sailing off into calmer waters. It was something of that nature because it felt like the wave or the powder of the snow was behind the person. It wasn't actually in front of the person or anything like that. So they were kind of like skiing, well, not skiing, but snowboarding or surfing um, down the wave. So the rest of it was behind them, kind of thing. So that could mean that an individual is passing something with flying colors, as an expression, right? Something of that nature. Somebody's coming to more of a closed chapter in their life potentially, or something of that nature. Or you could just be a person that likes surfing or snowboarding. Okay, that's another thing as well. There was an individual here. It looked a little bit like the hermit, to be honest with you. That was the individual with the open arms. I'm not too sure what's going on with that, but they were fully robed. And then there were two figures on their, that would be their right side. So as I'm looking, it would be on their left, right, or something like that, but it was on their right side. And these two figures were behind this person as well. It could be that they are in support of this person, but it did feel like someone is being initiated into something. Okay, so there is something going on there. Now, the cottage and the tent, that could just mean that you have a cottage or you like going camping or whatever the case is with that. Okay, so I do have roughly probably three different hobbies here, or a person liking three different things. But this got my attention the most here, which was the person with the open arms and then the two figures. That got my attention the most. We'll see what is going on. And so did the time frame of April and May. Okay, so we will look at what is actually going on here overall. Just give me a second and I will be right back. Okay, so we have the Cosmic Energy Oracle cards. I will be using the planets and the zodiac signs as well here to figure out what kind of energies are popping through. And then finally, I'll be using the Gilded Tarot. Okay, so let's go ahead here. Let's get started. Sorry, guys, it's the ashes. It's the ashes from the Palo Santo. But let's see what this is truly about here and what we'd like to talk about. We do have creativity. So creativity is your inner expression. Unleash it. Okay. Anything else though? Understanding. Understanding is the key to deep connections. And then what else is here? I have a feeling that that's the one that was talking about the success. Achievement of success of some kind. But let's keep going. Let's see here. And then we've got hope. Okay. Oh, hold on. Determination. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Let's see underneath the yeah. Happiness, and underneath we have the support. Yeah, that's that initiation thing. It was more supportive in nature. That's actually how I felt that with the person with the open arms. There's something going on with that too. Someone's at the forefront and then they have two people backing them up, kind of thing. It's very interesting. That was very interesting. Maybe you have a couple of people that you know you can rely on or something of that nature. But let's go ahead here. All right, so creativity, hope, determination, happiness, and that support over there. Understanding. Okay, let me just take a quick look here. Okay, somebody, according to the oracle cards here, somebody could require to understand that their happiness lies in their determination and hope for a better future, basically. Basically. By also seeking some kind of solutions for themselves, or maybe you require to speak to those three individuals that want to bring you some extra news or information that would work very well for your overall achievements and success down the road, kind of thing. It feels like, but it also feels like you might be the person at the forefront too. So there are three people involved here somehow. Regardless, there could be three people that you need to, talk to or whatever the case is, and they'll bring you some, some solutions in terms of putting yourself at the front, putting yourself first. Maybe that's what's required here. Maybe somebody is telling you to put yourself first in a specific dynamic or something like that. Regardless, we will see what is actually going on with the tarot. So just give me a second here. If the Hermit pops out, I am going to laugh. I am really going to laugh if the actual Hermit wants to say hello. We have the King of Wands here, okay? So that could also go towards determination. We have the Five of Wands, right? Okay, give me a second here. What else? Three of Pentacles. There's that collaboration. Yeah. The Star. That's really good. And then the Justice card. Underneath, Four of Pentacles. Being able to refrain from something. That's what. Okay. Yeah, not everything has to be a competition, guys. Don't worry about it here. Things will be okay. All right, things will be okay. All right, according to the tarot here, I have an individual who is a little bit combative. Okay, competitive. Sure. The best scenario here is to work in a fair fashion with someone, to collaborate with someone here. That's also interesting. I just got Leo for the King of Wands here for some reason. And Leo is, in the summertime kind of thing. But maybe it's before that. Maybe it's April, May that you're going to be seeing some success, some achievements happening here. But there's somebody here that cannot be, it's some kind of chip on their shoulder. There's something going on here. It's like I have a person who the best way to get fair results for themselves is not to be too aggressive, it feels like here. I mean, sure, it could be that somebody's pride is on the line. That is possible as well. But the fair thing to do here is to collaborate in unison in order to bring about a amicable outcome or amicable result, especially with the tarot here. Be careful of getting into any kind of arguments or, differences of opinions that escalates way too far. Be careful with that. Okay. Looking at the supporting people, you could actually be in a certain situation, a partnership, a dynamic of some kind, where you need to leave somebody that is very hold on. It's a specific word. Just a moment here. Like they choose to not collaborate, and they always choose to see things against them, kind of thing, including yourself here. So they're not very welcoming. They don't feel like a welcoming person, kind of thing. Even if you're in a partnership with this person, you might feel at odds with this individual sometimes. Actually, more often than not, arguments could be sparring between you both, and you have this outcome here where there are these two individuals here with the Three of Pentacles who want to help you out, and that would be the best case scenario for you, to go into. Okay, so for example, I'm so sorry. Let me get at the point here. So I'm literally getting a picture of an individual who is in a pretty bad relationship, and they leave and they go to live with their friends or their parents or some kind of supportive individuals here, because they had an individual here who is not actually supportive, who wasn't actually really all that great to live with or to be with or something like that. And once this person kind of like detaches themselves here with the Justice card, it could be also a divorce, by the way, then this is a chance to heal, to heal themselves. The person that walked away from this combative and aggressive individual has a chance to heal themselves properly with the help of these two individuals, or maybe even three individuals here, in order to then move themselves forward into a more peaceful future ahead, that kind of thing. Okay. Let me see. I mean, that could be the surprising news to this person, that this one over here just wants to kind of, they don't want to fight anymore. They don't want to fight this person anymore. So they're going to choose to kind of put a solid equilibrium to the whole situation, even if that means that they got to leave, because there is the devil underneath here, and I'm not really happy with this combative aggressive person. It could be at work as well, where you're just choosing to go collaborate with an agency instead, and that's going to bring you the actual rewards that you're looking for. But it may actually take another, what is that, maybe 10 months, another 10 months or so for you to actually get things rolling here, or whatever the case is. Yeah, you're meant to block this type of person because they're really not helping you. There you go. They're putting you through a mental, I want to call it mental gymnastics, and it's just really not for you, kind of thing, right? And I think you kind of know this as well. But let's go ahead to the planets and zodiac signs and see what is what wants to present itself here overall in the read here. Just give me a second. Oh, what are you? Okay, what about that? I'll talk about it in a moment. Okay, and what about that? And what's going on here with the Pisces? A little bit of an issue with equilibriums. Okay, what else? Okay, partnerships. All right, platonic, romantic, no problem. Requirement to put in effort, if anything. Capricorn here, Taurus, Libra there. Let's keep going. Yes, Aquarius too. Back in the day, Saturn used to rule Aquarius as well. What else is there? Okay, and that's another boo-boo here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so you may be actually dealing with an individual who is slightly, I would say, wishy-washy to a degree, okay? There is a problem in communicating properly. There is something about a fixed mentality, my way, highway kind of, demeanor going on here, and it is throwing another individual off. It's throwing another individual's inner balance here. It's throwing the other individual's inner balance off here. The problem here is really, truly uh, lack of some kind of boundaries specifically, or even like this person over here to put their foot down in a specific situation. Now, it doesn't, it could be either love or it could be either career, sure. But there is a bit of a problem going on here. When you see that something is wrong, you don't fight this person. Don't run to fight this person. This person is more like, I get this feeling of like a bulldozer kind of mentality. So just you know, uh, be fluid, be relaxed, be calm, but also don't allow their frazzled state to discombobulate you and confuse you in the long run either, okay? Because there is a person getting way more affected than necessary here by another's lack of some kind of like consistent effort here. There's a person over here in this area that is it has to go the way that they want, and that's it, that's all. And it's throwing off another person here. This could be an environment where the environment is expecting you to do something against yourself, and you don't really have a good feeling about that, and it's really gnawing. It's gnawing at your own well-being here. And you're supposed to talk about that, but with a more solution-seeking disposition here, and not to be frazzled by this individual who expects everything, but or company that expects everything out of you but gives you very little in return, because that's the way it's supposed to be, quote unquote, right? Just be very aware here with that one. This one took a real turn over here. But it still goes with the overall, being supported kind of vibe here. So you are supported. You do have people who are around you who support you, but you also require to support yourself as well, right? All right. I wish you guys all the very best. Have a great one, and I will see you all tomorrow, Thursday. Bye-bye.